Hello and welcome to the latest video in our Getting Started with O&M Profiler series. Earlier we ran our very first switching case, and this time we're going back to switching, but this time with multiple plans. A little bit of fun research and a few other bits and bobs thrown in for good measure. So first thing, let's load our previous quote. Okay, we're not going to change any of the client details. We're going to go to current plans and add in a second plan. So you can see there's our Abbey one that we did previously. We can use select existing plan if we've already created it for some other reason. This is a new one, so I'm just going to add it in as a new plan. There you go, and we can see we've now got two. This one is a clerical plan, clerical medical pension. We'll pick clerical from the list again. And you can see we've got personal pension already selected because it's our second plan and the first one was a personal pension. You'll see this tick box as well to include or not in the consolidated report. Basically, when we get to results, it's going to amalgamate both of these plans and give us one set of results, and then we can flick and look individually. If for whatever reason you don't want to look at the consolidated one, or if you have multiple plans and one of them you're not going to switch, you just want to see that one on its own, you can untick the box. So everything else is the same as we've done before. Current value, the as at date. Obviously, if you've got a quote from earlier, you can change that date. Put in 100,000 for this particular case. And our supplied maturity values. Now, I did mention last time around the retirement age does need to be consistent. Nothing else does. We can do different as at dates, different growth rates, different whatever else, but the one thing that does need to be consistent is the retirement age. There we go. So I'm going to leave the growth rates on industry standard. I'm not going to add in any ongoing contributions, but again, I'm going to add in holdings to the existing plan. And I'm going to use our picker. What I'll do this time, just so you can see it in action, is add in 2. So we'll do the balanced and the cautious. And then close that down. We'll do it in percentage terms. So we'll put 75% in the balanced. And 25% in the cautious. There we go. And head to new investment. So we used sector defaults when we last did this quote. This time around I'm going to go back to the specific funds and I'll show you the fund research section, which we've already looked at in another video. Okay, so I can use the filters. I can search for funds. I can narrow it down based on the filters. You know, if I want to look for ones within a particular AMC range, I can use the slider, can type in the box, all of those things. What I'm going to do though is, as we set up our fund list, I'm going to use that fund list. Right. There we go. And let's use our old favourite, the Investec fund. Now, as with when we created our model portfolio, we've got a new option that's flashing to tell us it's new, add to new investment. Exactly the same premise. You can see my switching quote and I can see the option to automatically return. So I'm going to keep to 100%, so I'm just going to do the one fund, click that and return to the quote. Now by now you know you can double click on that to put 100% in, but just because I haven't shown it in the other videos, let's type in the box as well. There we go. And we're going to use the cheapest version available to each of the products. Okay, so there's our consolidated report. That's both plans put together. Now we can go away and run our switching report, same as we did previously. So we can print the switching report, which will pull off the consolidated, but if we want to, we can print the switching report pack this time, and that will do the consolidated report, but it'll also do 2 supplementary reports, one for each of the individual plans. Perhaps you don't want to print them, perhaps you just want to have a look at them on screen. Click on there, and you can then choose to view the results for each of the individual plans, and then from there print just the individual switching report and view the AIs and all the extra bits to go with it. Now I'm going to show you something else new in this video, which is product adjustments. So there's a few different things you can do under there. If you've already got existing money with the provider and that's going to have an impact on tiering, you can add that in. Or if, for example, you want to use a different fund for one of the products, let's say Royal London down here, and we want to use one of their governed portfolios, we can go into product adjustment and funds, and you can either scroll through the list or you can type in this box. And there's our governed portfolios. Double click, put 100% in. It'll recalculate And now Royal London is quoting using one of the government portfolios and everyone else is using that Investec fund. As I mentioned, you can do the tiering as well. So if I just show you what that looks like. If I say I've got an existing pot of 150,000 on platform, it's automatically ticked the tiering override. These growth rates in here are basically what's going to happen to that 150,000. If you want it to just be considered 150,000 forevermore, then you can set all those to 0. If you want it to grow at the same rate as the plan is at the minute, then that's the pre-populated values that are in there after charges. Okay. And one other thing you can do, and you can do this in various areas of the system, but I'm going to show you in switching. If you remember earlier, we created our compliance report. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a report pack, which produces the switching report and automatically appends the compliance report as well. That's called a report pack. So let's have a look under report pack wizard. There we go. And you can see there's a few options. We're going to create a new report pack. And in that, we want to include our switching report, additional information report, and that's our compliance one. We haven't got any other reports to put in. We're happy with the order that they've already set to. So let's go to finish. I've got the option here to make it a favorite, so it'll have the star colored in it and it'll always be in the top list. And I'm going to call this my report pack. Obviously you can give it a more creative name. And it asks us if we want to print it now. I'm going to say no to that just so I can show you it in the list. Obviously you don't need to do that every time. What I've done is I've created a report pack that I can use again and again when I go into switching. So if we go to reports, new report, my report pack. There we go. And it's got our familiar switching report, which I'm not going to go through again, but I'll just whiz through that. And then when we get to the end of the report, this time we've got our compliance report included. And hopefully you can see the possibilities there for you to create easy, repeatable report packs that you can generate every time and save yourself a lot of time and effort. Thanks for watching.